So this is a very different topic than robotics. So I'm here today to share with you some information on how Calyxia, the company I represent, is building an advanced and sustainable future for crop protection. I'm the CEO, one of the co-founders, and one of the inventors of the technology. So food security is one of the biggest challenges of the century. And one of the biggest reasons behind this is that we need to increase food production, crop production, by about 30%, particularly in the developing world. There's a lot of population growth in Africa and Latin America and some places in Asia, which is causing stresses on the food production and the food value chain. Now, producing food and producing crops is actually pretty challenging because the crops have to outcompete around 30,000 types of weeds that like to compete with the crops. They have to compete with about 70,000 fungi that cause diseases. And they have to compete with 13,000 types of worms and insects that like to eat crops. And essentially weeds, fungi, and worms and insects today actually cause about 40% loss of crops per year, ultimately. So we can actually meet this challenge by having better crop protection, by protecting against greater weeds, greater fungi, and against worms and insects. That's how you can meet this demand. So what are the traditional solutions that we could use to get to this 30%? One traditional solution, which is what a lot of the kind of regulatory frameworks are looking at, is expanding and extending the lifetime of really highly effective but unsafe crop protection ingredients like glyphosate. That's been a commonly used route to help protect against weeds. Another approach which is commonly used today is to expand agricultural lands, but this comes at the consequence of deforestation. So the COP26 identified that 90% of deforestation comes from expanding agricultural lands. And we see a lot of that in Latin America. Another consequence is to increase the treat rate of crop protection ingredients. You increase the amount of crop protection ingredients, you have better protection against weeds, fungi, and insects, you get higher crop yields. But this comes at a huge CO2 cost, mainly because farmers use more fuel, plus you have the whole cradle-to-grave carbon of the production of these ingredients. It comes with greater soil degradation, so it's not sustainable over long term. It comes with safety issues as well in terms of exposure for farmers, exposure to people in major towns. And it comes with cost issues. The more crop protection ingredients you use, the more expensive food production becomes. So these are the traditional solutions, and if I'm quite frank, these are the best solutions on the market today in terms of actually being able to increase food production and meet this demand. So with that, it's a pleasure to introduce you to Calyxia. So we are an industrial, business-to-business microcapsule company. We don't sell to farmers. We work with major industrials. And we're based in France. And one of our products, is a product called Natura Caps. So Natura Caps are what we call advanced and biodegradable microcapsules. So this is a microcapsule. It's a spherical sphere. That's why it's spherical. It's got a shell that's biodegradable and a core containing the ingredient. So our business is to microencapsulate crop protection ingredients, and then we supply these microencapsulated crop protection ingredients to major agrochemical and biological companies too. So why do they buy them? They buy them because on spray application by a farmer, these capsules reduce loss from evaporation and drift. So you get 70% of the ingredient is lost simply by evaporation. They also protect the ingredients against UV degradation and runoff. And they also extend the activity of these ingredients by delivering over time. So what is the real impact that this has in the industry? What is the impact that it'll have in agriculture? Well, one of the major things now is that we have a solid ingredient pipeline, field tested by major players. And what our capsules enable, it enables farmers to use 2 to 5 times less ingredients for the same crop yield. Huge. Typically a 10% improvement is incredible. 2 to 5 times less ingredient is astronomical. So this affects all aspects of really the sustainable growth, which is people, planet, profit. It's okay to create something that's sustainable, but if it doesn't, not profitable, you won't make an impact at scale. So on the people side, we only work with safe ingredients. So we don't work with things like glyphosate and things like that. And we help to boost the performance of the safe ingredients, which help, and we also help to reduce the content of these ingredients that are used by farmers. So this protects the farmers, it protects against volatile ingredients, and it boosts the performance of safe ingredients, helping them to replace unsafe ingredients. We also enable farmers to reduce the number of treatments. So instead of treating your field 10 times, you can treat it 5 times. That has a huge impact in terms of fuel costs, which is, you see a lot of protests in the European region at the moment about the cost of farming. This is a major driver in terms of reducing the cost of farming. In terms of the planet, we enable farmers again to reduce the number of treatments, which helps to reduce the CO2 impact of the fuel use of farming. Our capsules reduce the ingredient amount and leave no trace in the soil because they're biodegradable, preserving soil fertility. And what's really interesting about this is that we already have the manufacturing capabilities, and we have the in-use unit economics that allow us to have specialty pricing, so really high margin in terms of pricing, whilst also providing cost savings for our customers. And so the way that really works is we have a very low capex, low OPEX manufacturing process, and the price we sell are comparative to existing solutions on the market, but ours have 2 times the performance or more so. And so what that means is farmers have a significant cost reduction, not farmers. Agrochemical companies have a major cost reduction because they're buying half of what they'd normally buy for the same ingredient performance. So we make significant profit, they make significant profit, and the farmers save costs on treatment. So what makes us unique? What makes this product unique? So we, and myself and our team, we invented a new manufacturing process to produce capsules out of any type of material. We have 56 patents granted internationally to date, and we recently got a publication in Science Journal on this manufacturing process. We've already scaled, so here you can see our first factory, and we have KPIs now that are outperforming our business plan by about 20%. And our production units are capex light and modular. So this is the size that we'll have for the rest of our journey. It's simply a case of copying and pasting, which provides a minimal risk in terms of, or no risk in terms of industrialization. And NaturaCaps is one of our product platforms that we use in agriculture. But because of this technology, we can develop these same microcapsules for different industries. So we now have 3 markets that we operate in. We're working with over 30 blue chip customers, probably 50 now. We have our pipeline that has about over 500 million in revenue and maturity within the next 5 to 10 years. I'm the CEO, the product-focused CEO, but we've brought in a really strong team to support this. So our deputy CEO was the VP at Saint-Gobain and managed many global businesses. Our CFO was a CFO of Marc Jacobs in New York. Our CHRO was a VP of People at Schneider Electric. And we combined that with the business heads that lead each one of our businesses. So we have a guy called Nicolas Caffont, who is VP of BASF Agriculture for Western Europe, Estelle Tor from BASF, and Stefano Vezza from Henkel and Arkema. And now we're raising money. So we raised 15 million in our Series A. Astonor of FoodTech VC, they were the lead in that round. And that was really to transform the technology from a technology to an industrial B2B product company. We're now raising our Series B. We're targeting a 30 million closing. We've already got a lead investor for this, and it's going to be an oversubscribed round. and now we're really building the syndicate. So looking at a syndicate that could help propel the company to become the global leader. And now it's really about focus on speed and execution on the industrial scale out of our 3 different markets and our commercial ramp up. And in the future, what's nice about the company is we really have multiple paths to monetization. So we can do an IPO of the whole company, we can sell the whole company to formulation companies, or we could do a business carve out. So the ag business to an ag company, the consumer care to a consumer care company, the materials to a materials company, and we can also add on additional businesses throughout the history of or the future of Calyxia, focused on food tech, like food and nutrition, and then life sciences later. It's really a technology platform. And so that's about it from me. So if you're interested in building an advanced and sustainable future, either investing in this round or partnering in whatever way, or joining the company as a recruitment, please contact me for more information. This is my email address, and I'll be here all day. Thank you.